The thing I like about dosas is the variety in which it can be made. Swap a few ingredients and you get a new variant. I'm making one such type today and it's called Rava dosa. This is an instant variety of dosa. So no fermenting time, no soaking overnight, just mix all the ingredients, give it 30 minutes and you're ready to make them. So let's start with mixing everything. I have 100 grams of rice flour here and 100 grams of fine rava. Make sure it's very fine and not the one that you use for upma. Salt to taste. This is a very pouring consistency batter. So I'm going to measure the water and add it in. Add a cup first. We'll need another cup. Add it slowly. Stir it in. Just take a ladle and check the consistency. In total, I've added 3 cups of water. It has to be a very pouring consistency batter. And now give it 30 minutes to soak. On a hot pan, drizzle some oil. "30 minutes are up and now time to make the dosas. I have a beaker over here with a pointed tip. Otherwise, you can take any glass with a sharp edge. So a steel glass will do. Just pour some batter into it. Make sure you've stirred the batter well. Just enough for one dosa. In that, squeeze exactly 2 drops of lime. A very small, tiny pinch of soda bicarb. Stir it well. And now onto the pan. Turn the flame to high while pouring the batter. Onions, the cashew nuts, green chilies, coriander leaves, just lightly press on it so that it sticks to the batter and drizzle very little oil. Let this cook on medium flame. And it's ready to bite in. I have 2 tips for you to make the perfect rava dosa. 1. Add the lemon juice and the soda bicarb in the glass for every dosa that you make. Don't add it completely in the batter. Second one, cook it on low flame and keep rotating the pan. Now that you know how to make rava dosa, you don't have to hunt for a South Indian restaurant in the vicinity. So do try it at home, comment below and subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Bye-bye. Mumbai is well known for adding twists and turns to authentic food from across the country. And dosa is one such recipe which is highly experimented with. So in this episode, I'm going to make Mysore masala dosa, which is popular on the streets of Mumbai. So let's see how. I'm going to start with heating a dollop of butter. Once the butter is melted, I'm going to add some curry leaves, finely chopped onions. I'm sure you're wondering why am I cooking the onions and everything in a pan separately. Generally, the filling is directly made onto the dosa, but there are 2 reasons why I'm not doing that. 1, you have to use a lot of butter, and second, they use a very thick pan which normally everybody doesn't have at home. That's why I make the filling separately. Once the onions are soft, I'm going to add some finely chopped capsicum, de-seeded and finely chopped tomatoes, green chilies, salt to taste, sambar masala. Cook this mixture till the tomatoes are nice and soft. Some coarsely mashed potatoes, or if you've made the aloo bhaji, you can even add that. Smash everything a little bit. And I'm also going to add some coconut chutney and coriander leaves. Mix it well. And the filling for the dosa is ready. I'm going to taste it for the seasoning. It's perfect. Now let's just make the dosa. Heat a flat pan for at least 3 to 4 minutes on the flame, and now let's get it off the flame. Let's spread a ladle full of batter on the pan. Turn the spoon in a circular motion. Let's get the pan back on the flame, and on high flame, cook the dosa. Always remember to clean the pan after making every dosa. It also helps in bringing down the temperature of the pan. Once the batter dries out a little bit, I'm going to spread a little bit of the butter, some of the filling. I'm also going to add just a little bit of butter, mix it properly with the filling, and spread the filling all around the dosa. Grate some cheese if you like. Let's get the dosa out. Let's flip it over. And I'm also going to garnish it with a little bit of cheese. Let's get it out on a plate. I'm going to continue making these lovely dosas since my crew members are very hungry. Now that you know how easy it is to make the Mysore Masala dosa, why don't you take this Mumbai street food to your own kitchen? Till then, subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Ciao. There are a few recipes at the heart of every soul-filling Indian breakfast. Uttapam is one such name, and what I'm going to show you today is my version of an instant uttapam made with semolina. I'm going to start with mixing all the ingredients for the batter first. For this, I have 1.5 cup of roasted semolina, half a cup of gram flour. Mix both of these together. Half a cup of curd or yogurt. Also a little bit of water. I'm not going to add the entire quantity of water right now, just enough for soaking because the semolina tends to absorb all the water. Make sure there are no lumps of the gram flour. Let the batter soak for at least 15 to 20 minutes before we add the remaining ingredients. 20 minutes are up, and now I'm going to start mixing all the other ingredients in the batter. The batter has become thick. I'm going to start adding all the spices, sambar masala, or you can even use garam masala, ginger and chili paste, coriander leaves, onion finely chopped, carrots finely chopped, capsicum finely chopped, salt to taste. Mix all these ingredients together, and I'm also going to add a little bit of water since the batter has become extremely thick. A nice spreading consistency batter, and just before making the uttapams, I'm going to add some Eno fruit salt. Mix everything properly. The batter is ready, and now I'm going to cook the uttapams. Brush a little bit of oil onto a hot pan. Spread it to the thickness of a pancake and cook it on medium heat. Drizzle a little bit of oil on top and flip it over. Flip it over. This one is done. Let's get it off the flame. Rava Uttapam is a much featured item on my breakfast table. Why don't you guys try it out tomorrow and let me know how it turned out? I'll be waiting for your feedback. See you next time. Bye-bye. How many of y'all are health conscious? And does your diet regime include oats? I'm going to share a recipe that's going to turn your boring meal into a delicious tiffin snack. That's oats idli. I'm going to start with roasting the oats for 2 to 3 minutes. Just toss them periodically so that they don't go very brown. The oats have changed a little color and they're nicely toasted. Just remove them in a plate and let them cool down. In the same pan, I'm going to make the tempering and roast the semolina. For that, I'm going to heat up like 1 tablespoon of oil. Once the oil is hot, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds, 1 teaspoon white lentil or urad dal, 1 tablespoon of cashew nut pieces, 1/4 teaspoon asafoetida, few curry leaves. Once the cashew nuts and the lentils are golden brown, I'm going to add finely chopped onion. It's a small onion, not too much. Just saute the onions for 1 or 2 minutes. I don't want them brown, just sweat them out. And now I'm going to add half a cup of semolina. Roast the semolina as well for around 2 minutes. Just keep stirring. The semolina is nicely roasted. I'm going to remove the semolina in a mixing bowl and let it cool down a little bit. While the semolina is cooling, I'm going to grind the oats in a coarse powder. I want a coarse powder, not a fine one, so just for a few seconds. And it's done. I'm going to mix the oats with the semolina and I'm also going to add the salt, 1 cup of curd, just mix it a little bit, and also add a cup of water. Whisk it a little bit. The consistency of the batter has to be like your idli batter. You can add any vegetables of your choice like corn, peas, French beans, finely chopped cabbage, capsicum. I'm going to add peas and carrots today. Whatever you have handy, you can add that. So some grated carrots and a little bit of green peas. Just mix it together. Let the batter rest for 5 minutes. While the batter is resting, I've kept some water in a pressure cooker with a stand to boil. You can even use an idli maker if you have. And of course, everybody knows that you need an idli mold or a stand to make your idlis. So I have that too and I've greased it with oil. Make sure the water comes to a complete boil before you start steaming the idlis and the water in the pressure cooker has started boiling. So now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of lemon juice and over that a teaspoon of Eno fruit salt. Mix it together. If you don't have Eno fruit salt, you can always add a teaspoon of soda bicarb. Mix it well. I'm going to spoon this batter in the mold. And the last tray, stack them up. And let's place this in the cooker. Cover them. Steam the idlis for 15 minutes on high flame, and if you're using a pressure cooker, make sure you don't put the vent valve. 15 minutes are over and the idlis are ready to come out. So let's open the pressure cooker. They're nice and hot. Let's get them out. Let them cool down for 5 minutes. With a knife, let's scoop them out. Piping hot idlis are ready to plate. Enjoy them with coconut chutney or coriander mint chutney. Dal vada is a dish from South India, but it's already become popular all over India. This is normally enjoyed during tea time or as a breakfast dish. So I'm going to show you a very simple recipe to make this. I'm using 2 kinds of dal for this vada. One is gram flour, so I've used 1 cup of it, and 2 tablespoons of urad dal, that is split black lentils. Make sure you soak them for at least 4 to 5 hours separately. After that, just remove half a cup of soaked gram flour from the entire quantity and then grind remaining quantity of the gram flour in a coarse paste. And don't use any water while grinding the dal. So I have a coarse paste of the chana dal or the gram dal here. Also into this, I have a coarse paste of the urad dal here. Next into this, the whole soaked gram dal, 1 finely chopped onion, 1 teaspoon of ginger paste, 1 teaspoon of green chili paste, 2 tablespoons of coriander leaves, half a teaspoon of coriander and cumin seed powder, half a teaspoon of cumin seed powder, half a teaspoon of red chili powder, few curry leaves finely chopped, 2 tablespoons of rice flour and salt to taste. And now let's shape these. Apply a little bit of oil onto your palms. Take a small portion of this mixture and shape it into a flat round. Make sure they are not very thick because otherwise they're not going to cook all the way through. These are shaped and now ready to fry. Add the vadas in hot oil. After adding the vadas, reduce the flame and let them fry on low heat so that they cook all the way through. Flip them over. These have tanned beautifully. And now let's get them out. Let's fry the next batch.
The combination of Medu Vada and coconut chutney makes for an amazing breakfast. These vadas are typically crisp on the outside and soft within. Hey guys, this is the Bombay chef Varun Inamdar and welcome to Rajshri Food. And today, let's make Medu Vada and chutney. Medu Vadas are typically made using split black lentils, also known as urad dal. This dal needs to be washed nicely 3 to 4 times and soaked minimum overnight or 8 to 10 hours. Well, it becomes nice and fluffy. We need to drain the water out completely and start grinding this. This dal needs to be ground into a super fine paste with very little water, something like a tablespoon or so. Keep checking this midway. At this stage, I'll add some water and continue grinding this. Well, one final check and the paste is ready. I'll transfer this into a large glass bowl. To this paste, I'll be adding a few ingredients: chopped fresh coconut, asafoetida or hing, chopped fresh ginger, and with this, freshly crushed black peppercorns. These are fresh curry leaves which I've bundled. I'm going to slice them very thinly. And finally, some salt to taste. Let's give this mixture a mix. Simultaneously, while this is happening, I'll also put some oil to heat in a kadai. To make these vadas fluffy and crisp at the same time, you usually add ingredients like baking soda or baking powder. But I'm going to avoid that, and here's a home trick. I'm going to add in a tablespoonful of hot oil to this mixture and give this an even mix. Well, Medu Vada is typically a donut-shaped fritter. To get that shape, it's very easy. Though it takes a little time, but with practice, you'll reach there soon. The trick here is to wet your fingers and take a lemon-sized ball, like so. Give it a few flips. You insert the thumb right in the center of the vada and pull it towards yourself. Carefully drop this in hot oil and continue doing the rest. Make sure you do not overcrowd the oil, otherwise the vadas tend to absorb a lot of it. Drop in a few and increase the flame. We need to turn these over twice, thrice and make sure they fry nice and golden brown. These are fried and ready, and like all fritters, I'm going to transfer these on an absorbent kitchen paper to make sure all the excess oil is taken care of. Similarly, I'll start frying the rest of the medu vadas. The medu vada is now ready. Let's now move on to making the chutney. For this, I'm taking some coconut bits which I've cut into small pieces. Well, you could also use in grated or scraped coconut. To this, I'll add in some cumin seeds along with green chilies. Well, you could adjust this as per the spice, some sugar and lemon juice. Followed by some curry leaves, along with salt, and finally some water. I'm going to grind this into a coarse paste. Time to transfer this. Well, your plain basic coconut chutney is ready, but I personally feel it's incomplete without that dash of tadka or tempering, for which I'm using a small tempering vessel, to which I'm adding in some oil. Well, you could also use some coconut oil or ghee. Allow this to heat nicely. Once the oil heats up, the first thing that goes in is some urad dal or black lentil. Once this begins to splutter, I'll add in the mustard seeds along with dried red chilies. Just break it into a few pieces, followed by some asafoetida or hing, and finally some fresh curry leaves. Well, this now goes straight on top of the chutney. One final mix and your chutney is ready. Well, at this stage, you could also choose to add in some water and thin it down, but make sure you check the seasoning. With this, your medu vada and coconut chutney are both ready. Try this with a cup of hot filter coffee and wait for what next the Bombay chef gets into your kitchen.